And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Let's Roleplay Fallout New Vegas, Part 45. In the last
The Narrows up ahead. That's the Sorrows territory. They're peaceful enough, but you don't want to make them mad.
Thank you. In the last one, we continued our journey from the Zion Fishing Lodge west, explored quite a bit of the western half of Zion, recovering a few more of the survivor caches, and learning a little bit more about Charles. Follows Shaw himself. Now, we have gathered all of the equipment and are now prepared to meet with the Sorrows and Daniel, Joshua Graham's mysterious counterpart in Zion.
You are the one Joshua Graham sent to us. Blessings of the Father in the cave on you. Daniel is waiting for you.
The Father in the cave. Hello. And who are you?
Waking Cloud is my name. I am midwife to the Sorrows. It sounds ill-omened, no? Midwife to Sorrows.
Midwife, I haven't seen any children around.
The children and the old have already been evacuated from the camp. They are safe enough, unless the Whitelegs come for us in force.
And what do you do now that you're not delivering babies?
I tend to other hurts and sicknesses that afflict our tribe. I also scout the valley for the herbs I use in my medicines.
Okay, I do have other questions.
What would you speak of?
Give me more info on Daniel. Who is he exactly?
Daniel is a wise man and a great friend to the Sorrows. He taught me to speak the language of New Canaan, the English from the holy books.
Holy books.
Yes, the language of the New Canaanites is the holy tongue, for it is the language their sacred books are written in. The Father in the caves brought it to them after the judgment, but the ancestors of the Sorrows sinned against him. They were denied the true tongue.
Let's see. Have you known him very long?
6 years. He attended the birth of my third child. It was a hard birth. The river nearly carried my water to the Father, and my child's with it. Daniel knew the ways of New Canaan's medicine. He stepped in and saved both of our lives. After the birth, I asked Daniel if he would teach me what he knew of childbirth. He agreed, and so here I am.
How nice. A few more questions, please.
What would you speak of?
Tell me more about your tribe.
We have dwelt in the Narrows since the end that came in fire. When the Father in the caves punished the world and made us forget the holy tongue. We have had good relations with the other tribes in the valley. At least before Salt Upon Wounds brought his Whitelegs here. We have Daniel to thank for our continued existence. His advice and help has kept the Whitelegs from overrunning us so far. I do not know how long even he can protect us, though.
And what do you know about Salt Upon Wounds?
He is war chief of the Whitelegs, and the worst butcher of them all. The tribes he has crushed are many. The warriors he has slain, countless.
Who or what is the father in the cave?
Have you not heard of the god of the New Canaanites? He is our protector and our judge. He helped our ancestors find their place here in Zion. He gave us many gifts, but we are not to seek him out. His caves are forbidden to us. Those who seek them out are taken from us.
That doesn't sound like what I've heard about the New Canaanites.
Perhaps you do not fully understand the New Canaanites. I have seen the Father's images. His holy bride and holy son were given unto the world to save it. They dwelt in the caverns of the mountains, caverns which can still be seen today. The people sinned against him and were punished with the end that came in fire and the loss of the holy tongue. Only the New Canaanites were spared.
I see. Truly fascinating.
I'm sure Daniel could tell you more. His knowledge of the Father is greater than my own.
Your bear glove, the gauntlet, it's impressive. Is this something you train? Where could I get one? If I wanted to.
Asaro's Yaoguai fist is a sacred symbol. It shows that we belong to the tribe and have willingly undertaken a dangerous quest to aid the tribe. Each Sorrow makes his own, and only after hunting and slaying a Yaoguai that threatened our people. Our shaman, White Bird, oversees the rites. Perhaps if you spoke to him, he would allow you to undertake such a quest.
That's everything for now, thank you. Wait,
Then I will look forward to our next speaking.
is that him waiting for? Hello.
The dead horse has told me details about the attack on your caravan. A stranger's sympathy might not count for much, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The Sorrows will mourn your friends too. They mourn everyone, even the Whitelegs. They have sensitive souls. Innocent, if there is such a thing. In spite of what's happened, I hope that Joshua and I can help you out of here. But to be frank, we need your help too.
What do you do here, Daniel?
I used to help the Sorrows with various medical problems and general issues they were having, but my bishop sent me here as a missionary. We New Canaanites believe that there is a path to salvation for everyone, and it's important that we set people on that path if they are willing.
And what does a bishop do? Is he your boss?
Yeah. Bishop Mordecai is... Sorry. Mordecai was my bishop. He was killed by Whitelegs during the attack on New Canaan. He was responsible for our congregation there. I don't know who my next bishop will be, but that's a problem for tomorrow. There are plenty of troubles here for us today.
Let's see. Were you close?
Look, I've got a lot to do here. My personal relationship, it's not important right now. Can't see how it concerns you anyway.
You're the man in charge. If something's troubling you, it could affect all of us.
I never thought I'd be in charge of anything. Don't know why. Bishop Mordecai was old. He had been sick for years. He couldn't walk anymore. It wasn't a problem for the rest of us. He made it out to be more trouble than it really was. Just his way, I guess. When the Whitelegs came, he was upstairs. We couldn't get him out in time. The house caught fire at the base and worked its way up. Fast. He didn't die of smoke. I wish he had. Sometimes I wake up and for a minute or two I think all of it was a dream. But it's not. It wasn't. I wish all of this were some fevered vision of what could have been, instead of what is, what we let happen.
Why are you so eager to evacuate Zion? I see Thompson on your back. You don't seem to be a pacifist.
There's an old saying that goes, if you want peace, get ready for war. You've got me figured half right. I'll shoot dead any white leg that tries to creep into this camp. But it's only to protect the Sorrows. The Lord helps those who help themselves. But the Sorrows don't know how. Joshua and I do. Since I got them into this mess, I need to get them out.
If you're willing to defend the Sorrows, why not pursue the Whitelegs?
There is an important difference between killing in defense and waging war. Even a Gentile like you should know that.
Joshua is a Canaanite. He's obviously willing to attack the Whitelegs. He is an acting war chief.
Joshua is a living Bible of all mankind's miseries of war. The debt he has levied through his actions, he repays every day. He is a monument both to God's unending forgiveness and to humanity's unfathomable capacity for cruelty. It's written on every inch of his body. When you look at him, do you only see a man of God? Beneath those bandages, he is burned flesh. As he burns, so does he consume everyone around him. Joshua wants to fight because the Whitelegs have stoked the naked flame inside of him. You see the light, but do not yet feel the heat. I can pray that you never will. But it isn't up to me, and it isn't up to God. It's up to Joshua.
And what do you know of the enemy?
They're hateful savages who live only to plunder and destroy. Their leader is a devil called Salt Upon Wounds. War is all he knows. Everything he has, everything that tribe has, was taken by force, raiding, and scavenging. It's said there's no man deadlier at close range. That power fist of his has smashed 100 skulls. Maybe that's true, but so what? It's a low form of leadership. A tribe that knows only war has no future. And so he'll lead them to Caesar.
Joshua told me you needed a few things. I think that this is everything.
Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, they're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile, or, no offense. These supplies are a godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more white-leg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for Whitelegs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear.
Anything to help, I'll do what I can.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. There aren't a lot of people in the Wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, you might see more activity from the Whitelegs. One of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for staying out of sight. After this, it's just a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble.
Explosives are always handy. Daniel has given you some pre-war mining explosives and a special detonator for you. They aren't useful as weapons, but could be used to collapse certain caves, if that proves necessary in your exploration.
Well, here we part ways. I'm needed back at the Dead Horses camp. Maybe I'll see you there sometime.
Oh, wow. Are you sure? You've been useful as a companion so far.
Sorry. Joshua was pretty clear. Get you to Daniel, then come on home. You can take it up with him if you'd like.
Give my regards to Joshua then.
I will. Good gunning, Akis.
Daniel said that I was to travel with you until you have completed your scouting. Is this pleasing to you?
Yeah, let's go.
Certainly. We should make haste then.
Waking Clan is giving you quiet as the water spring. While Waking Clan is in your party, it's much easier to sneak by the White Blades. Their perception is decreased. Let's see.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you?
Is there any other way that I can help the Sorrows?
If you could part with it, healing powder would be welcome. We have enough stim packs for now, but we can't rely on that small supply. Brock and Xander plants can be found throughout the valley, and you might even find some on Whitelegs you come across.
I have made some.
Ah, that's great news. We can use anything you can offer.
Thank you, everything.
Your generosity is... well, I just can't thank you enough.
What do you know about the Father in the Caves?
Father in the... Oh, right. He's some spirit the Sorrows used to believe in. Watched over them from the caves in the valley. They marked some of the caves around here because they think they'll be punished for going inside. I think as more of them learn the teachings of the new Canaanites, they'll lose their old superstitions.
Daniel, you might want to have a chat with them. They think your Lord and the Father are the same.
Oh? Oh. Of course. How stupid of me. They probably also think Mary is the mother and Jesus is the child. No wonder they picked up on things so easily. I guess it just goes to show how difficult it is to communicate sometimes.
Or if we listen. Why won't you tell me about what happened in New Canaan?
It's not a subject I'm fond of discussing. It's over and done with anyway. Why are you so interested?
Someone I looked up to told stories. Thought he was too old. But it's because he acknowledges past that he was an effective leader. If you don't acknowledge your past now, it'll come back to you later.
True enough. We can't escape it no matter how hard we try. Best we can do is own up. Trust in the Lord to forgive. Joshua was gone. So were a lot of the other new Canaanites. Whitelegs must have been watching for a long while, counting who remained. We didn't think the Whitelegs were a real threat. Maybe it was overconfidence. Maybe sloth. Either way, we didn't see them coming. They attacked at night. They killed without regard to age or infirmity, armed or unarmed. They beat children to beat them to death in their beds while they were sleeping. And now we're all that's left. Maybe 30 of us. Pride goeth before destruction.
Sorry. We'll talk more later.
Until then.
Katubir.
You have family Clyde?
I do. A fine husband and 3 children. I miss them each day, but I take comfort in knowing they are safe.
Safe. Where are they?
When we learned that Salt Upon Wounds had defiled Zion with his presence, Daniel ordered the children, the old, and the sick evacuated from the camp. My husband volunteered to lead the hunters that went with them for protection. I tried not to worry about them, but we have had no news for so long, and Daniel seems sad when I ask him about it. Sad and a little frightened.
I could talk to him. Maybe he'll open up more to me.
Perhaps he will. I sometimes feel he thinks he must protect me. If he has news, I would know of it.
Okay. Let's continue on.
Then I will look forward to our next speaking.
Probably shouldn't talk to him just yet. Crossroad Tavern.
Shift in the view. Annaya we withdrew.
You leave me no choice.
Your day, I say!
I don't think I'm hurting them at all. I fear I will need more than my earth.
Okay, let's go with survival. And melee weapons.
White leg attacks grow more frequent each day. I I fear for our people, and for our valley if something is not done.
Gut.
I hope someday you will see it as it was.
Stone Bones Cave.
Katubiu.
Don't seem to have so much of an issue.
We pass like moonlight on still water.
Pistol primer. February 11th. Fuckers killed all the men. I think they were taking the women alive, but Maria and Selena opened fire and some of the others moved for their guns. So they shot them down and some of the kids with them. And I could have warned them. February 12th. Elena and Carmen and 5 children are still alive, being kept in the camp. There are more than 100 of these assholes in blue suits. Every suit says 22 on the back. Why? Armed with the teeth of submachine guns, pistols. Estimate 60% male. Everyone seems to follow the dark-haired guy, but can't get close enough to tell. Assholes with discipline. Patrols, cinchers, men in business. Say I go in at night, get the women and children out. Where's your next? Not to get them out. I have to. Recon during the night. February 13th. Recon during the night. Well overnight sentries, most approaches, stream not covered. Sick, lots of coughing fits, tuberculosis. Women and children still in pen, trying to infiltrate that street tomorrow night. February 14th. Day 8. February 19th. Ambush along Riverside Trail, 6 males killed. Heard that coughing a mile away. Used their grenades to bring trapped bodies. Capped half. Secured 6 innocent Jews. 500 rounds of tipped to another 6 fragments. February 20th. Ambush alongside Riverside Trail. 2 males died, checking bodies. Killed 2 more with rifles. Shot 1 from the calf, and the asshole crawl off to spread the message. Coughed like I shot it through the lungs. February 23rd. Ambush half mile east of Cold Pits Wash. 8 males killed. February 28th. Ambush in the Narrows. 6 males killed. I took 8. 10 millimeters in the thigh. Steel jacket. Messed friend well, lucky. He was starting to get to make sure no blood splattered on rocks. Back to cave. Had set traps all along the entrance passage, but if they find me, it will be a matter of time. Still, 24 confirmed kills in 10 days. Equals at least 1/3 of their combat force. Not bad for an old man. March 2nd. Lucky. Shoulder small. 3 men. Screaming woke me up. 1 man caught under deadfall. Panic fire ricocheted into the cave. Almost every crawled forward and killed them all with SMGs. Nearly used frags. Sweeping. Fingering the hand. With remembered ricochets. Leaving at once, knowing the patrols in the area. But they've been searching narrows for this thing. Taking as much food as I could drag with me. Heading to cave south.
Vessel of your will. Show him the light of your wisdom and the peace of your love. Amen.
This guy was a pre-war ranger. I'll certainly thank him for the gift.
White leg attacks grow more frequent each day. I fear for our people, and for our valley if something is not done.
Ah, fresh water. Fresh water like this can completely change a ton of communities.
Daniel says that most people outside the valley do not keep to the Father's words. Perhaps when you leave, you will carry his word with you.
Well, I don't believe it's just a government different.
Katubil, Nayu.
Snake bite target. Tremble. Wow. Okay, so maybe we sleep here for a bit. Head out fresh in the morning.
fear for our people, and for our valley if something is not done.
Not a fan of the streaking. Oh.
When Salt Upon Wounds took New Canaan, he ordered the White Lakes to salt the earth so nothing could grow again. What
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
I'm guessing you don't want to leave Zion. You'd rather kill every last one of these White Lakes.
Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other. Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
You get no argument from me.
They're still God's children. But if they turn against their brothers and sisters, won't listen to reason, if they pollute the Lord's temples on earth, like Zion, who are we to stand by and let them continue? Daniel does not yet see things the way we do. He is the John to our Matthew and Mark. When you have a moment, speak with him. There may still be time to save Zion from the Whitelegs, to keep God's children here, in this living temple.
What kind of monster could do that?
Oh, Joshua.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Well, I do have some good repairs.
Let me have a look. My tribe may take too much pride in its mechanical talents, but in truth, we are intrigued by the workings of a fine firearm.
Anything to trade?
Yes, take a look.
What do you know about Zoltan wounds?
He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Can I ask you some personal questions?
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
Were you always with the New Canaanites?
I was born in Ogden, when people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Was one of those men Caesar?
No, not then. Back then, he was just Edward. Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually, I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history. Assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
Then how did you end up at Caesar's Legat?
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon.
How did you survive?
I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left. Never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them. But I must try.
What do you know about the war between Caesar and the NCR?
I try not to involve myself with matters of the Mojave anymore. All I know is from before the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Okay, well, tell me about NCR.
Better than Caesar, but that's not a high standard. Too much love of money and ownership. Not enough love of God and giving. Any society that derives its power and authority from the will of man alone lives apart from God and will crumble in the end.
I'm guessing you don't like Caesar very much.
Love the sinner, hate the sin. With Caesar, it's often very difficult to see through all of that sin to the person inside. I can say that we were both lucky that NCR's supply lines and land routes north of Mojave Outpost were destroyed before the Battle of Hoover Dam. Something bad happened near Death Valley, at a place called the Divide. NCR couldn't cut across anymore, and it slowed down their reinforcements. Terrible storms ripped entire companies apart before they even got to Nevada soil. The aftermath of Hoover Dam could have been even worse for Caesar.
What's at the Divide?
I don't know for certain, and I don't think NCR knows either. Whatever happened at the Divide was too much for them to handle. Our Frumentari told us what they saw. Only fools and madmen would march into a place like that. All roads wind down to the same spot, the grave. They said all that's left there is a gaping wound cut into the earth, cursed and damned. No place for God-fearing folk.
Do you know anything about Mr. House?
I had heard of him, but when we were preparing to enter the Mojave, he didn't seem relevant to what was happening. From what I've learned since Hoover Dam, he handled the Mojave tribes in a fashion not entirely dissimilar from Caesar. It's too bad.
Are you in much pain? Is there anything I can do to help?
You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning my skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable.
I'll go, but there's one more thing. Follows Chalk seems like he's interested in seeing more of the world.
I thought he might. It's been some time since I've visited civilized places. I don't have fond memories of them. But I have always seen these places from the outside. I'd rather not influence him more than I already do. Why don't you talk to him?
know that means I'm going to encourage you to leave, right?
Follows Chalk needs more guidance in his life, just not from me.
Okay. Goodbye, Joshua.
God be with you.
With you. Come on, Waking Cloud. Let's go forward. Rite of passage. Advanced scouts. Treacherous road. River monsters. A family affair. Civilized man's burden. Waking Cloud.
Katubiu.
You should go back to your people's camp.
Daniel was firm about my staying with you. Are you certain?
Yes, I'm sure. I don't want you to have to see what I'm going to do.
If that is your wish, I cannot change your mind. I will wait for you at the Sorrows camp until you return.
Alone this time. Josh was going to have me talk and give guidance to Chalk. Oh, I should probably make my way back to the camp. I mean, going the breadth of the canyon again. But if I stay along the waterways, I should be fine. Oh. Whoever that survivor was, he had some good equipment. I should continue to look for more of his caves. What a place. The Rangers would have a field day. But the NCR came out here.
On you hasty? Sure! You can know Ninku from me.
Going to say NCR, just tame it, but if that little exchange teaches me anything, it's not the worst. But the old world had places like this so people could get away, be simpler. Simple world anymore. Alliance regulator. Okay. 2077. October 28th. 5 days on foot, still can't sleep. Outside it looks like nothing happened. Sky looks wrong, that's all. Hike back to overturn that truck near Tuberville. After Blister's Heel, maybe. Looks like USGS team was researching something here in the cave. Cleared out when bombs left quickly behind. Probably thought they had families to run back to. October 29th. Shar must have said this out loud 1,000 times. Walking here, maybe writing will feel more like you heard. You're right. I was north of Spanish Fork. Took the 77 along Bravo Bay to steer clear of town. Would have been home in an hour. Engine died. Truck just stopped. So good crisis. In that night. Cut out the lane. Knew right away. First big hit in South Lake City inside a minute. I was looking south, lucky man. Flash behind me so bright the world looked on fire. Old couple from the crisis started screaming. They can't see. Didn't want you to die, Sean. Saved my eyes. Counted 12 more flashes. Next 7 minutes. Ground shook each time. 18 seconds later. When nothing hit for half an hour, took a whip of fire. Radio and outside. Kicked myself. Didn't know what to do. Grabbed my pack and rifle. Saw to the old couple. Sat them up against the car. Let them hold and comfort each other. Told them I was going to go get help. Everything would be okay. One bullet in both heads. Instant. 5-day hike back to Zion. Told me to stop running off to the wild. The man belonged to his family. You were right. You were right. You were right. You were right. Wasn't there to hold you and my boy. Died without me. Never touch you or him again. Should shoot myself. What I deserve. Can't. Maybe soon. October 31st. Black rain falling outside. Geiger jumping. Shouldn't let it kill me, but bottling water from back in the cave. Should let it kill me, but bottling water from back in the cave all the same. November 2nd. It sounds dead outside. Can't go. Geiger counter goes equal 15 feet from the cave mouth. Do the math. Radiation goes down before water runs out, or I never leave this cave. 2078. January 1st. Happy New Year. 2 months in the cave, still deep outside. Don't get it. In Army they said 2 to 4 weeks cleared fallout. Less than a month's water left. Been mopping compensation of cave walls, clean shirt in the bottles, trading calories for H2O, food stocks holding, thanks USGS. If there was even a chance I'd see the two of you get out right outside. January 10th. Sounded like a windstorm out there for 2 days. Radiation down 500. What happened? January 15th. Took a peek. Snow. It glows green. January 28th. Radiation low enough I could risk short exposure outside. More important, cave stream now drinkable if I use rad drugs. January 30th. There's nothing alive out there. So this was his first cave. Hey, Jock.
Good job getting those supplies to Daniel. If you were a dead horse, you'd get a tattoo for that.
I wouldn't be opposed. I talked to Joshua about your thoughts on civilization.
Yeah? What did he say?
He said he has a hard time being objective about the whole idea, and that I should give you advice.
He said that? Well, I guess you have been out there more recently than he has. So, what's your advice?
You stay here with your people. You have a duty to them. You're a scout, a hunter. Civilization is not perfect, but neither is tribal life. You should go and see it for yourself and make that decision as a man.
Really? You think so? Whew! I'm going to do it. After all this is over, I'm going to go explore civilization. Dankni, Akis, I never would have had the grounds to ask him myself. What can I tell you?
Nothing else. I'll talk to you later.
Go with fortune, friend.
I guess he won't come. Well, at the very least, I've earned a bit of a rest. That is where we'll leave Sam today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're enjoying the story, please consider liking and subscribing to the video. Don't forget to ring the bell so that you get notified the next time I upload. In the next one, we'll get to securing the rest of Daniel's supplies, but we're gonna finish finding these caches of the ranger. See if we can find his old rifle, and then we'll take the war to the Wastelands. Finally get out of here. Without further ado, I hope that you all are having a great day, and as usual, keep telling stories.